Back with another video. So this is a part two to why Blade will never be rebooted and why Blade just has that wow factor, that amazing factor, right? That a lot of movies will never be able to recreate, they'll never be able to create, and they'll never be able to touch, all right? So this is a prime example of why Blade will never be remade, right? Everybody's seen Troy, right? With Brad Pitt. Now, recently, I'll say about 5 to 6 years ago, another Troy movie was remade. But this time it was with a black actor as Achilles. And I honestly believe that this film did terrible. And like I said before, Blade has the wow factor. Troy with Brad Pitt and Eric Bana has that wow factor that can't just simply remade. Brad Pitt is another actor that embodied the character of Achilles in so many ways with the fighting styles and everything. That film right there is a prime example of why Blade will never be rebooted. Troy is a perfect example. There are also other examples too. You have the Predator franchise, which is doing slightly better, but that can't be that can't be remade either. No matter how hard, you got new directors coming in that's trying to, give the franchise a new type of leaf. It still can't be remade. Despite, unless they pull something off. But besides that, I'm gonna get into. I really don't want to talk about this, but I have to talk about this. Why Blade is not getting rebooted. All right. And I don't like talking about race. I don't like talking about color, but I'm gonna talk about it. It's because he's black. I'm just gonna keep it straight up. It's because he's black. Now you're probably thinking like, what you mean? Because he's black? Well, look at the last Marvel saga supposedly releases, right? That were supposed to come out. Well, first of all, you got the Blade that's not coming. Okay, you got uh Armor Wars that is not coming, and that was supposed to have been Don Cheadle's. That was supposed to have been his number one. He was supposed to be, I guess, the main actor for that film. That's not coming. And what's funny is you haven't really seen nothing in the news about Don Cheadle really when it comes to his character from Iron Man. Then you have Iron Heart. I don't know if that's coming out. That's also a black female, a black actress. I don't even know if that's coming out. That's not even coming out anymore. I don't know if it did come out. I mean, you do have Black Panther that came out. Okay, that was Ryan Coogler. That was testing out Ryan Coogler. Then you got Wakanda Forever that came out. But even with that, did it do good? Did it do good on numbers? You know. Also, look at what came out. Look at the movies that were coming out with those supposedly Armored Wars, the Blade reboot, Ironheart. You had She-Hulk that came out, and that was trash. You know, you got the Hulk, She-Hulk working. Like, come on now. They'd rather work on a She-Hulk than work on a Blade film. That just lets you know That just tells you everything you need to know about Marvel and the people at Disney and what they're trying to do. Right? They ain't even trying to take, those other films serious. And that's what kind of sucks about it. And that's kind of what makes Marvel even worse because it's like you got these great films, but they don't want to take them serious. And so they focus on what seems safe. She Hulk is safe. You know what I'm saying? Blade ain't safe. Armor Wars ain't safe, if that makes sense. Now I'm sure there's more to it than that, but um if you looking at this scene, you can't create that. And honestly, Disney, I don't think they don't want to create that because it's difficult. It's hard. It's not it's not appealing. And if this was appealing, a lot of people would complain about it because like I said in my previous video, they're not they're not used to it. So recreating a Blade film would be like if they put this in it, that wow factor in it, they would be afraid to make something like it because they don't think they have it's too challenging. It's too challenging of a film to make, you know? Plus they're black. Like I said, I don't want to say I don't want to use color, but I got to. I got to speak on it cuz it's black. They can't give them that stardom. You know what I'm saying? Just look how raw that is. If a young kid saw this, they would be at a maze. Now I'm gonna talk about another. This is a fan film. It's called Logan the Wolf. I'm gonna talk about that film in the that next video because that's another great example. That's another great example of why movies, fan films like that will never in today's time make it to the big screen because it has that damn. When you see it, you're gonna be like, damn. And the people are gonna think, man, this is too much. You know, this is too much for children. You know, I'm just being straight up. This is too much for kids, right? So we gotta put something playful in there, some comedy, make it funny, make it goofy. Like Thor Love and Hammer. Terrible. Terrible Marvel film. I gotta say it. Yes, that shit was trash. But you'll know they'll never be able to create something like this. That's it, y'all. This is my part two. Blade will never be rebooted. Troy, Troy, they tried. I'll give them that. I will give the people that remade Troy, I think it came out in 2018, 2019. I will give them credit that they tried, but it just didn't have that wow factor. Y'all be good.